Hello, founders, aspiring entrepreneurs. Welcome back to the Indian startup community. Today, we will be learning about team building. Team building is the biggest leverage a founder has and somehow the one most people treat absolutely casually. Early hires are usually made in a panic mode, hiring fast, hiring familiar faces, or hiring resume brands to feel absolutely safe. It works for a short term and then quietly breaks everything. As money becomes tighter and results matter more, founders are no longer judged only on ideas. They are judged on whether their teams can execute when things are unclear, stressful, and constrained. A great team is not about hiring the smartest people in the room, it's about hiring people who fit the current stage, the current chaos, and the direction the company is actually going in. Start with work and not an organizational chart. If you're drawing a fancy organizational charts before real traction, you're probably hiring wrong. Early startups don't need departments, they need progress. They need someone who knows shipping, selling, fixing, and surviving. Before hiring, list 5 to 7 things that will decide whether your startup is alive from a year from now. Not all roles, actual work. Shipping the product, landing first customers, fixing margins, handling compliances, keeping systems stable. Once the work is clear, the roles become absolutely obvious. When work isn't clear, hiring just adds more confusion. Outcome first teams stay lean, move fast, and don't hide behind titles. Hire for slope, not experience. Years of experience don't matter much if someone can't adapt. Startups change faster than job descriptions. People who rely on how things were done earlier usually struggle when the playbook breaks, which it always does. Great early hires learn fast, ask sharp questions, and don't freeze when instructions are missing. They don't need hand-holding, they figure things out and take responsibility. Someone with fewer years and a faster growth will outperform someone with a long resume, but slow learning. Always slope beats seniority. Separate builders from operators. Not everyone is built for 0 to 1 chaos. Builders like uncertainty. They create systems from nothing and are fine when things break. Operators like clarity. They scale, optimize, and make things repeatable. Early startups need builders. Hiring operators too early usually slows everything down because they expect structure that doesn't exist still. But once the company grows, not hiring operators create burnout, confusion, and constant firefighting. Good founders know when they're building and when they're scaling, and they know how to change the team accordingly. Be deliberate about senior hires. Senior hires are not upgrades you install, they are commitments. They cost more, influence cultural heavily, and are hard to reverse. Most startups hire them too early to look serious. Before hiring a senior leader, founders should clearly know what decisions this person fully owns, what results they must deliver in the first 6 to 12 months, how success will be measured without vague excuses. If you can't answer this clearly, you're not ready for the hire. Many startups don't fail because of the lack of talent, but because they hired senior people before the system was ready for them. Build trust through clarity, not just culture decks. Culture decks don't build trust, consistency does. Culture is the repeated behavior, what gets rewarded, what gets ignored, and what gets tolerated. Teams lose trust when priorities keep changing, feedback is unclear, or decisions feel random. They gain trust when expectations are clear, decisions are explained, and trade-offs are visible. Clear goals and honest communication matter more than motivational quotes ever will. Clarity compounds trust. Remember that. Design for accountability early. If everyone owns something, no one actually owns it. Early teams should have obvious ownership when something breaks. The question isn't who messed up, it's who fixes this. Shared ownership without clarity leads to delays, duplicated work, and silent frustration. Clear accountability makes the team faster, calmer, and better under pressure. Pay attention to team load and burnout. Early startup intensity is real. Permanent burnout shouldn't be. When key people become bottlenecks, the answer isn't always to push harder. Sometimes it's to cut the scope, delay non-essential work, or add support earlier than planned. Outputs matter, but sustainable pace matters more over time. Burned out teams make worse decisions and move slower, even if they look busy. Sustainability is not softness, it's strategy. Let people go early and cleanly. This one person, they're hurting your startup. Keeping the wrong hires hurts more than letting them go. Misaligned people slow execution, drain energy, and take up the founder's attention that should go somewhere else. And delaying the decisions rarely improves outcomes. When something clearly isn't working, act early and respectfully. Clean exits preserve trust with the rest of the team and allow the company to move forward. This is uncomfortable, but avoiding it is far more expensive. Strong teams aren't built through charisma or optimism. They're built through discipline, clarity, and judgment. Founders who hire for the real work prioritize learning, speed, and establish accountability early and adjust team structures as the company evolves, build organizations that can execute when things get hard. These teams aren't flashy, they're resilient. And resilience is what lets companies survive long enough to actually matter.